What's up, YouTube and Facebook, and welcome back to Not Quite Mint. I'm Tom.
And I am Rich, and we are definitely not quite mint.
So today we are doing our keys for the 10th of February, 2021. I think it's week 6. So we're going to run down the comics that we think that you should pick up tomorrow for New Comic Book Day. It's a little bit different format this time round, but we'll get into it, shall we, Rich?
Yeah, let's get into it. Welcome back, guys. Yeah, we're here for our keys of the week video. As Tom mentioned, we are trying out a little bit of a new format this time. We did start doing it last week, but basically, rather than just giving you a straightforward list, we're going to basically, me and Tom are going to talk about what books are out this week. But we might get some matchups where both of us obviously are interested in the same books. Last week, we didn't have any matchups whatsoever, but it's going to be interesting to see what we think are going to be our top picks obviously this week. So do obviously stick with us to see all of that. Also, guys, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, do make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. Give us the thumbs up, obviously, if you're obviously enjoying this content, and also so you don't miss anything, the good old smashing that dingly bell. As I say, you won't miss anything there. We do go live with CGC unboxings, and every other Thursday we do like mail hauls, as well as every Tuesday this keys video. So do make sure you come back.
And this upcoming Saturday, we have a very, very special Let's Talk Comics that you need to watch.
Yes, keep your eyes peeled. We'll be dropping out some hints of that that guest. We really enjoyed it, but yeah, hopefully you will as well.
Cool. So shall we get into it then, Rich? Do you want to start us off, or do you want me to start us off?
Yeah, so I've only got the one notable to mention this week, well, unsurprisingly, it is a Star Wars book. Now this is Darth Vader issue 10. I mean, every single cover of this series so far has been absolutely outstanding, and I absolutely love that. It's a red, obviously a red cover, which is always hard to keep in really good condition. But with this one, I'm really interested to see it, because it's the first time apparently within comics that the planet of Exegol has appeared. Now, the sort of the importance behind that is, if anybody, hopefully some of you will have watched The Rise of Skywalker, basically that planet that the Emperor is on is the planet Exegol. So this is the first time that that planet appears in comic books. So hopefully we get a bit more background of what's going on, because obviously remember, these Darth Vader books and the current Star Wars books, other than the High Republic, are set in that gap between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So it's that kind of really cool, interesting time that's going on, obviously, with the Empire at its height. So do read that if that tickles your fancy. How about you, Tom? Have you got a notable?
So I am going to go with Erratic issue 3. I've really enjoyed Erratic. I think it's quite a bit refreshing for a superhero story where he only gets so much amount of time to use his ability.
A day, isn't it, or something?
Yeah,
like that?
I think it's less than that. I think it's like 15 minutes, possibly.
It
doesn't get long at all. Literally gets no time at all to be a superpowers. And I quite like the idea that he's been caught on camera and he's not really supposed to be using his powers. So it's interesting to see where this one's going to go. And I think it's really well written by Kara Andrews, I think it is.
Yeah,
and the artwork's done by the same person, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, so this one's my not pick of the week, but my notable of the week that's worth picking up in my opinion.
but doesn't make our top picks. But
No.
yeah, I've read the first issue of Erratic, and I really did like it. As you say, it's writer and artist is like Carrie Andrews or Care Andrews.
Carrie Andrews. I think you've got it right, Carrie Andrews.
It's like, yeah, it is really well drawn. It's quite Humberto Ramos-y in art style, I thought.
Yeah.
Like Strange Academy kind of thing, but it is interesting. It's an interesting concept, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. He also reminds me a lot of his outfit's very similar to Nightcrawler because he's got the curly tail. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm an X-Men fan, so.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, and I do get the liking. A lot of people are sort of saying that it's very like sort of Peter Parker-ish. He's sort of the way that his character's written, although the world's obviously different. But yeah, and I'd agree with that. It is quite cool in that respect. But yeah, moving on to top picks. Now, I very much doubt that this will be a match with any of your top picks. But my top pick, funnily enough, is another Star Wars book. So it is the third printing of Star Wars The High Republic, issue 1. If you're a Star Wars collector and you're not picking up, or to be fair, if you're just a general comic book speculator who isn't picking up these High Republic Star Wars books, I think you need to have a word with yourself, basically. Whether or not people are enjoying this new world, this new story, because I've heard mixed things from different people. I personally really like it because it does feel very different to your standard Star Wars type of stuff, different to like the Force Awakens and your prequel trilogy, and your original trilogy. It does feel like it's set in its own universe. But this is the third print. I've read obviously issue 2 because that came out on the 3rd of February, and I did quite enjoy the way that things are developing. There's a bit of mystery in there as well. I just think this is why this is my third pick, definitely.
I think if it wasn't a second print, and this was like you said, issue 2 or issue 3, it would have been in my top picks, because actually, although Star Wars is not my go-to book, I actually really like this. I think this is really good, and I really like the IDW one as well that came out last week.
Star Wars Adventures.
Yeah, really good books, very well written. I think the High Republic as a universe is going to be really interesting to explore, because it's all pretty much brand new, which is great. And I think they're doing it right, doing it in the books and in comic books rather than exploring it in the films just yet. So it gives you a chance to build on those characters, which is great. Yeah,
definitely. It's one of those really frustrating things, because one of the things that people used to talk about with Star Wars was when obviously Disney bought it, they kind of erased all the expanded universe books and comics and the Dark Horse stuff and everything. And that really upset a lot of like purist fans. It really upset me, because there's so much of a rich atmosphere that was created there. And then they came into this High Republic kind of thing. And obviously the High Republic didn't exist in the expanded universe, but the Old Republic did. And I'm hoping that they'll try and bring some of the storylines across from the Old Republic, from the Dark Horse stuff, and the novels that were written and everything into this. We've seen sort of elements of that happening with the Mandalorian TV show, with like sort of like the Dark Troopers and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really hoping we'll start seeing that bleeded into these other eras that have been written previously about Star Wars. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, man, definitely sounds good. But it's not quite Batman though, is it?
I haven't read any of the Future State stuff. But
so my first pick of this week is definitely Dark Knight. The next Dark Detective, Future State Dark Detective. I've really enjoyed this as a series. I think it's really, really well written. I love the artwork because it's obviously Dan Mora. I think it's brilliant. This is the best title that's going on in Future State, apart from Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's all right. The one of Yara Floyd, because she's pretty cool. But this is the best one. And if it wasn't in Future State and it was just the next step of Batman, I would be full on into this. But knowing it's coming to an end in this issue, possibly, I don't know, they might be doing 4 actually, but it's coming to an end. I'm like, well, what was the point, the whole point of it? But I am looking forward to this one. It's the first time you get to see Bruce Wayne go toe to toe with the next Batman, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, cool. I mean, yeah, this is issue 3, and I think there is a 4th issue out in another couple of weeks. But yeah, to be fair, I wanted to read all of the Future State stuff, but when it started, I was just like not reading comic books, so I've only really started reading in the last like week or so. So yeah, I missed a lot of the hype. So I've got all the issues like sat in my reading pile or whatever, but I just haven't got around to reading them. I think I've read the Future State Aquaman, but that was the only one from last week, I think. But
that wasn't bad.
Yeah, I've heard amazing things about this Dark Detective, like you say, stunning artwork by Dan Mora, and also the way that they've got that dynamic between the next Batman and Bruce Wayne apparently has came across really well. But because they've been a bit people haven't quite liked the next Batman stories as much as they. So yeah, I'm intrigued by this, so I will probably read these.
I think that comes down to the fact that the way that Dan Mora has done the artwork and Matthew Rosenberg has done the writing. I mean, the artwork's insane because it's gritty. The way he's drawn it is very much like Once and Future State, where like everything's really gritty. It's almost like reading a newspaper, if you like. So it's a little bit like you would expect a Batman comic to be in this era. So like this whole future thing, he's an old school Batman in the future, which is pretty cool. But yeah, all the other stuff's a bit meh, to be honest.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of negative stuff around, especially around like the Superman kind of books and stuff like that.
I'll be honest, I've not read any of them apart from the Metropolis one, the first one.
Oh, the Superman and Metropolis, yeah.
And I hated it.
Yeah, it's not been good. I think the Swamp Thing and Teen Titans has been okay though. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. As I say, they're there. I might get round to reading them, but probably not.
Nah, probably not. Go on then, mate. What's your next one? Go on then. Give us
so weirdly enough, it's kind of a nice little tie-in actually, because I sort of got all involved in one of the things that I have spec'd on was the Future State Teen Titans issue 1.
Okay.
My second pick from a key comic perspective is Future State Teen Titans 2, but specifically I think it's the Nguyen cover, with Red X on there. Now this is is like a speculator's kind of dream really, because obviously in the first issue of this we had this version of Red X appear. Obviously a lot of people are sort of saying, oh, he's appeared in Teen Titans Go and buy whatever issue that's his first appearance, but apparently he was a robot in Teen Titans Go, so whereas this is an actual real person, so it's an interesting first appearance, and it's going to be obviously like a genuine type thing, and I think it's a character that I think people are kind of going to buy into now. So yeah, one of our friends actually, Ben Crampton, will be quite interested in the spec that's going on about this, because effectively what's happened, and I don't know whether it's because people have got early release of this particular issue, but Batman issue 96 has gone a little bit nutty, because that's the first appearance of is it Bao Pham, who is Clown Hunter?
Yeah.
So he apparently is being speculated over this past week that he is actually this Red X character, and that's apparently what people are saying. So his like first appearance in Batman 96, and especially the one in 25 that's got the cover appearance of him, has apparently gone quite high in price. So it's something, whether it's confirmed in this next issue or in the future, it's something that's quite an interesting prospect, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree. That would be a huge prospect for it if this character is the Clown Hunter, because Red X's background is that he, in the Teen Titans TV show, he's Nightwing who's gone rogue. So that basically is what Clown Hunter is anyway. So that'd be quite an interesting take on it. I like the idea of that. I also picked this week, so this is our first ever matchup.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You see. So, yeah. I mean, it's, did you? I mean, I didn't read Teen Titans 1. So, what was
really
your
good.
view on it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really good. He gets revealed at the end, but you still don't know who he is. He's helping Raven with her kind of stuff, and he's locked in a cell. And at the end, they let him out, and he dons this Red X outfit. But at the same time, Nightwing's basically dressed up as Slade Wilson, which actually brings me to the second print of Teen Titans issue 1, where you actually get to see that scene, but as a design variant. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've ordered a couple of these design variants actually, because they're quite they're obviously reprints. This is the second print of issue 1, isn't it? This one,
yeah, second print of issue 1. Yeah.
So yeah, I've ordered a couple of these because, well, I think me and you have a shared appreciation of design variants anyway, don't we?
Oh yeah, definitely. And there's a few that are done by Dan Mora, so I've got to get them, obviously.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that there's so many of them, you just can't buy them all, or else you go broke. But certain ones, especially with key issues, they're always good ones to pick up. So yeah, good pick, man. Good pick.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm glad we've had our first
ever matchup.
Yeah. I have a feeling the next one's probably going to be a matchup as well.
Well, yeah, based on our conversations over the last few weeks, we're definitely, I think so. Do you want to name your first pick?
So my first pick of the week, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same as Rich, is Radiant Black from Image, and it's a superhero comic, I believe.
Yeah, again, to be fair, this is a top pick. I don't know a great deal about the background of it. It's written by Kyle Higgins, as you can see on the front cover, and Marcelo Costa. So, but yeah, everything that I've read and I've seen about the artwork, some of the variant covers that I've seen and things like that, it looks really cool. Like the sort of the style of it, the way the way everything looks really cool. But I haven't read the previews right up to know what the background is, so I kind of don't know whether I just want to go in it a little bit blind when it comes out next week.
Oh, okay. I won't tell you then. I'll leave it as it is.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really get it, because he kind of looks a bit like a cross between Iron Man, a little bit like Spider-Man, a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't quite know where. Well,
I read online that if you liked Invincible and you like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, this is going to be a wet dream.
Right, I like Invincible, but my views on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are they're not my go-to books, let's say.
Yeah, well, I mean, the basic premise of this is it's a brand spanking new generation of superhero, and he's a 30-something-year-old geezer, and he lives a normal life, and he gets thrown in the deep end, essentially.
I like it. It does. Everything looks good with it. Do you know what I mean? And again, it's a issue 1 Image book. So again, if you don't pick up Image 1 issues, issue 1s even, they would. I think again, if you're looking for key books and speculation and all that, they're just worthwhile picking up, giving a read. And even if you don't like it, just pop it in your long box, because they're more than likely going to get optioned or something at some point in the future. And obviously, then even if you don't like it, you can sell it on eBay for a tenner.
For a pretty penny, mate. But I mean, have you seen the 1 in 25 David Finch variant?
Yeah, he's one of the ones that I've seen. I know there's a load of retailer exclusives as well, but that is
I like that one.
Tasty looking cover, definitely. David Finch. I mean, his Marvel covers and stuff like that are just outstanding, aren't they? I know he's one of your favorite artists.
Yeah. He's one of those ones that helped me. Well, he's one of the ones on my list of people that I got inspired by to become an artist myself. So, yeah, definitely. I think this is probably the one I'll pick up if I can. But it depends whether or not what sort of cost it is.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a 1 in 25, you might be able to. It should. It depends if it blows up, doesn't it? If it's probably best to. But I wouldn't pay over ratio, so I wouldn't pay more than like 25 quid for it. Really.
No.
Yeah, it's one of those, and again, it's an image issue 1, so there's normally quite a lot of them printed as well, and they're normally ordered quite plentifully as well. But yeah, sick cover, mate. I definitely like the look of that.
So there we go, 2 matchups, mate. As if.
Yeah, first week, last week, absolutely none, and this week we got a couple of matchups. So that's really cool. Which I suppose. It's difficult to tell people, but do people let us know down in the comments? Do you agree? Have we missed some of the keys this week, or I'd like to know.
And our third pick we didn't agree on. See which ones you like without like which ones you liked better, Batman or Star Wars reprint. Just gonna say Batman, Star Wars reprint.
Well, as I say, like. It's one of those, isn't it? I if I had read like the Dark Detective stuff for Future State, I'd be in a better position. But for me, like, I again go and buy. Don't read a book you haven't seen before. Go and read a book that's been printed 3 times.
Yeah. Why would you? I mean, let's be honest. If you haven't read Future State, then like you might not want to read Batman. But if you've read Star Wars and you loved it that much, why would you not get the third print? Do you know what I mean? Still, Batman Future State issue 3 is definitely, a pop pick. So vote for me.
But yeah, so let us know if you agree on our picks down below, and that would be absolutely, obviously, fantastic. But also, again, just to say, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and also smash that dingly bell.
If you want to follow us on all of the social medias, guys, head over to notquitemint.com to see what we're doing on the website. We've also on Facebook and Instagram, so head over there and check us out. We are very active. Happy days.
So on that note, I'm just going to say, obviously, take care, and we will see you next time.
Stay safe, stay sexy. See ya.